I watched them all. Did anybody see the Diddy documentaries produced by 50 Cent? Did anybody see anything of it?
I watched it. Watched pretty much the whole thing, except for like the last 30 minutes of the last episode. I watched it right before I came here, actually.
What was your takeaway?
Pretty much if you kept up with Diddy throughout the years, watching interviews, different people saying things, following the trial, none of this is new. It's just put together in a form to where you can understand it all in like a chronological order. Mm-hmm. Like they're not saying anything that we haven't heard before.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I feel like 50 Cent did a great job. You know what I'm saying? Grabbing the people's attention with the documentary. You know what I'm saying? It's number one on all platforms. So, hey, big ups to 50.
How's it number one on all platforms if it's only on Netflix? I'm not discrediting you.
I don't know.
That's some shit that they would put out.
Said.
Yeah, dog. That's some shit 50 would say. It's number one on all platforms. Streaming here on this platform.
Yo, I'm just gonna say this real quick. The views expressed by him are not the views of all the rest of us. 50 Cent, do not come after us because that is some next level hating. You talk about building a goddamn docu-series, not just like a 2-hour documentary, but a full-ass docu-series on someone you hate. That's hating on the next level.
That was crazy because it did feel like an episode too long. I'm not gonna lie. It felt like
Floyd Mayweather had it
it's
easy
four.
for real.
4 episodes?
It's 4 episodes, each an hour. Hours
He had
to
it
change.
easy. Floyd Mayweather had it easy.
No,
Floyd was on it?
No. He's talking about the beef back in the
As
day.
far as 50's hating goes, yeah.
But did you guys see that Diddy sent flowers to 50's club? And he said, like, basically as like a sign of like, oh, I can get to you type of thing. And 50's like, man, stop with all the foreplay. If you can get to it, get to it. Bro, this guy 50 Cent is a
That's a
fucking
50 line for sure.
I wish I could make this shit up, man. That shit was so funny. My big takeaway was this: is honestly, I was expecting a lot more slander, or the slander to stick more, because you said it right first. All the information was out there. The one thing I didn't actually know, though, I didn't know of that whole gymnasium thing. I didn't know of that whole story where the 9 people that died in like the stampede. I didn't know about that.
About the basketball game.
Yeah, but everything beyond that, it was all just information that was already presented. And the thing was that was tricky about it is that, all right, nobody on earth is debating if Diddy is a good guy or not. That ship has sailed. But it did feel like everybody that was in there had a reason to be in there, and it was just like to hate. It was just to hate on Diddy or to just smear him. And I guess that's the point of it, is like reveal your truth, because I'm not denying what anybody ever said is their truth or the truth, but it was just kind of crazy. Like Eric Sermon was on there, for example, right? The legend Eric Sermon was on there. He dropped the album this week. He did. And I'm just like, all right, like great press run, great PR move. You know what I mean? Like it just, a lot of it kind of did feel like it was real. And I don't want to disrespect anybody by any means, because I think this guy Diddy did a lot of monstrous things. But I just felt like personally, I felt like some people were kind of going over the edge or kind of selling it, or maybe that's just me and like the way like these documentaries are now like overproduced.
Gotcha. I just have a question for you guys, since you guys saw it. How much did they go into the trial? Because I know I was following the trial when it was happening, and I worked during the day, and I just couldn't, like, when they were talking about the Punisher going in and then him going in afterward with his fingers, I'm like, I can't be reading this at 10:30 on a Tuesday. So I just want to know how much of that did they cover in that documentary? Because I might have to avoid it.
They didn't.
I'm about to say, I feel like it's brief in comparison to like following the trial, but like they just get to like the
more
the
so
basics.
just about him, not the trial. Like it's just kind of like it's timed with the trial, but it's like not like about the trial. They reference it, obviously. They kind of use it as like a vehicle of the story. But the story is more so, this is his background. This is how he rose to fame. And these are all the people that he wronged on the way there. Like his co-founder, Kirk Burrows. Like there was like a lot of people that were close to him. Yeah, bro, they pinned the whole Pac murder on him again, and like I don't know, man.
far off.
They jazz it up in a way where I'm like,
All arrows is pointing
where I'm
towards
like,
him to me.
that maybe there's some truth to it, but I'm also just like, man, I seen the footage. I know that Pac beat the shit out of somebody that then just went back and shot him. Like, I think the story is that simple. I'm not like a Pac conspiracy. Like, there was good.
Pissing him off.
Keefy D did that shit.
Bro,
Orlando did this
shit,
shit.
it's just like, bro, if I beat your ass in the club and you get beat up and you know where I'm about to be at, you gonna come get your get back.
Yeah, that's
It's
it.
simple as that, and it's the video. He beat the fuck out that nigga.
Bro, and it was so crazy because he was already down. And he was like,
He beat
yeah, bro.
like shit. They just caught him lacking at the light and shit.
Yeah.
It's the most
Honestly-
simple, the most simple hood story you can.
Honestly, as a man, I can say this on an all man podcast. It was the bitch's fault. They blew the cover. They're the ones. Keefe tells the story, and he's like, we were looking for him. We were driving around. We
Shit,
pulled up to a
To
club.
be fair, Tupac's girl want him to wear that vest that night. Don't he? Ain't wear that shit.
Yeah.
If you,
But okay, is that real or is that according to the movie? Because there was also in the movie where he walks out and then he walks back to the door thinking about going in, and then he like touches the door and then he walks away. I'm like, he did not do that. This guy Pac did not walk out and then turn around and be like, no, I gotta go. Like,
in
that shit did
the
not
documentary though, they try to make the connection as if basically because they were saying that Diddy and everybody he fuck with, they was fucking with like Crips from LA.
happen. Yeah.
You know, obviously Pac was fucking with the Bloods in LA or whatever. So they was trying to say that Diddy was trying to get the Crips to get a death row chain or some shit
Yeah.
like that or whatever, and they basically ended up getting a drop on Pac when they
Yeah.
jumped dude at the
Yeah, which is fair because the story goes is that originally how that happened, like how Pac alters that dude and like goes after him is because one of the people in death row got their chain snatched. So like to tell the story of like Diddy is paying for death row chain. That's why I feel like you can say that there's some involvement because maybe he did put out like, hey, get a death row chain. But did he put out an actual hit, I want this man dead? Like, I don't think so because they were like, he's jealous of Tupac. Tupac got all the girls. He was obsessed with Tupac. Everybody that liked Tupac didn't like him. And I'm just like, okay, maybe, but like
And
to the
Tupac
point where
wasn't
he
trying to get
just
no
wants to
money
kill
with
him.
That's the thing.
That's really the big thing. Tupac wasn't trying to get no money with him for real.
Yeah.
That's what drove her. I do believe that did drive the wedge between him and Biggie.
Yeah. I just
They said that Tupac really only wanted to work with Biggie. He just ain't want to work with Diddy for real.
Which we knew that. Like anybody that followed the Pocket Biggie story knows that they were friends. And then the like Diddy and Suge just were like the dividing factors, and it was what it was. And Pac wasn't even really rolling with Suge like that until he was in jail, and Suge basically just gave him the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Let's do this.
Hip hop conspiracy theories coming soon to the
Yeah.
Rap Cave.
But no, man, it was funny. It was funny to see like the whole like him filming himself as he's getting like as the walls are closing in, which like I don't know how they gave that footage up to 50 Cent of all people. Because like you would think that Diddy would want that footage to tell his version of the story. Like, hey, here's what's actually going on. The walls are closing in on me, blah, blah, blah. But of all people, 50 Cent, notorious Diddy hater, has the footage of Diddy is filming himself the days before he gets arrested in like the trial. He even shows like the cops watching him across the street.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you got to think is that like based on court of public opinion of Diddy right now is that I don't put it past somebody to just throw that information for a check real quick. You know what I mean? Because I mean, the people who were in his corner, there's half to a quarter as many at this point. You know what I mean? So it's just like
They was saying that basically that the people who was recording for Diddy before he went to jail didn't get paid for the footage because obviously Diddy got to cut expenses. He didn't win his court. He didn't win in court, so he obviously not about to use the footage. But they still need to get paid. So basically, supposedly Netflix and it might be Netflix and 50 Cent, or well, I don't know. Basically, they was bidding on the footage to do the documentary, and 50 Cent ended up outbidding whoever he was bidding with.
Again,
So,
supreme hater shit for
Yeah.
real. He said, to outbid Netflix. So it's like, you know how much money
Shout out
Netflix
Act.
got?
Netflix just got HBO and all that shit. That's a whole nother podcast. Tune into whatever podcast that covers that. But that's wild. Netflix just bought Warner Brothers, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Warner Bros. That's fucking
Yeah.
insane.
That's fucking
Shout out
nuts.
to the Rap Cave episode 132.
Sponsored by Warner Brothers.
Trader Joe's.
A lot.
Produced by Warner
I
Brothers.
saw it was a Daily Now today that said NLE Choppa placed a last minute bid to try and buy Warner Brothers for $48,000, and then it was like it sold to Netflix for like $87 billion or whatever.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
That's funny as hell.
And if you're an elite chopper, you miss 100% of the shots you do take.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
right.